few parents ask that they don't really see why would they join the e-learning, like what are the benefits of the e-learning program what we are running right now. Could you answer that question, Ms. Shabnam?
Okay, so e-learning, has become like the buzzword since March. Everybody's adopted e-learning, all the schools and, many nurseries as well. Now, although it's an approach which, it obviously was done, distance learning was in place before, but it wasn't really in place with school children or even nursery children. Now, I can give you my stance on from various angles. As a parent, my son has been actively doing e-learning. Now, where there hasn't been a choice of sending him to nursery, he's enjoyed interacting with his class teacher online. He's enjoyed the various activities. Now, e-learning, lots of parents say, oh, well, if I want to do an activity with my child, I'll just go online and look for an activity. It's not quite the same, because the activities that we as a nursery have put together are catered for that child. And our term 3 plan, which we had in place, completely went online. And I think Ms. Zara and Clara will agree with me that, we didn't change anything. We adopted the same learning outcomes. We had the same themes in place. So, everything that we aim to achieve in term 3 at nursery, we adopted to our e-learning program. So we didn't just pick sort of random topics, it was a part of our curriculum. And, we put in a lot of work for our curriculum and kind of the learning outcomes, the educational outcomes that we want to achieve. So I think e-learning, as a parent, I have seen its success with my child. I do get there are a lot of parents who are a little bit skeptical about, is this actually going to work? It's not quite the same. Yes, it's not the same. I agree, it's not the same. Children do need to socialize. Children need interactions, because children learn from other children. So therefore, I would never replace e-learning as the mode going forward. However, in this current situation, I think it gives the children, it breaks down their day, it breaks down their routine, they know that there's activities you can do with them on Seesaw, which is, at your own preference. They have live Zoom meetings with their teachers where they are talking, there's a lot of communication building happening, there's a lot of leadership skills they're learning, a lot of confidence skills, because I know one of the concerns for a lot of parents is that, my child has missed the whole of term 3. Are they really ready to go to school? Are they ready to join KG1? Because, we would have done a lot of work around, the school readiness program. So I think anybody who's having reservations with e-learning, I would suggest that you do just trial and error, come and have a taster. We offer free trial sessions. And I'm sure once you actually see it and you see the outcomes and the level of learning, you will then, your mentality towards the e-learning will change. I will say that I was a little bit critical myself, but I know that the teachers have put in, our timetable throughout the day is very much similar to what we had at the nursery: physical activity, communication building, leadership skills, confidence skills, as well as pencil control. All those things were offered in our e-learning program. So if you're one of those parents who are sort of sitting on the fence and, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Give it a go. Your child, how they'll have fun in that lesson will just, I think your answer will be there. We are running a fantastic summer camp at the moment. So, for all those parents who are, and I know many parents are worried that their child has completely missed out on term 3, And are they really ready? Well, you know, now's a fantastic time. You know, join the summer learning program, and it will give you an insight. There's still, all our work is done around learning outcomes. You know, they're not, we've prepared our curriculum to meet those learning outcomes for that child in line with the early years foundation stages. So we're in line with EYFS, we're in line with our curriculum and the outcomes we want to achieve. So, you know, like I said, for those of you who are sort of sitting on the fence and a little bit hesitant, do give it a go. It's a free session, and, you know, it's sort of a pick and mix. And we are now going further to offer one-on-one sessions. So I think those are very beneficial, especially for the children who are about to go to school in September. So yeah, you know, do give it a go. So I hope.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm sure, Clara, you would like to add to that, because you've been doing e-learning, haven't you? Pretty much since March. So I don't know if you have, Zara, or you have anything to add to that.
Hi, ladies. So as you guys know, I've been in touch, you know, worked very closely with the parents since March, because obviously at the beginning to inform them about the closure, and then I've had lots of phone calls and messages about all their concerns. And, you know, like you said, Shabs, that term 3, we pretty much did the same thing that we would have done at the nursery. And I think that's why it has worked out very nicely, because it hasn't been so strange for our children. It's been very personalized for them, so that they can almost feel like, you know, they're in touch with us, and they sort of get a sense of like normal life, and also, you know, they have that routine. And I think number one thing that lots of parents have said is that our kids haven't got any routine, because obviously before they'd go to nursery, then they'd come back home, and then they'd have their home life. So, you know, that's been one of the big benefits of e-learning. My question to you was going to be like, what's our summer camp all about? But you have touched on that already, because like you said, one of the main concerns of parents is that our kid has, you know, missed out on a major part of the year, and they're maybe not ready for school. So can you just elaborate a little bit on the school readiness program, and what is it that we actually do during our sessions?
So yeah, this summer camp, we've named it, there's various different things you can use it for, really. And like I said, it's a little bit of a pick and mix this year. So program, which is aimed at the children who will be starting school in September. And it's just kind of revising, you know, their numbers, letters, concepts, as well as like kind of a lot of parents have really said that, you know, my child is really lacking confidence, because we do have usually a cohort of children who join the nursery in January. And unfortunately, nurseries had to end for them in February. So a lot of those parents are really worried, you know, if my child is not quite ready. And I think that this is a fantastic program at the moment, if you're living in Umm Al Quwain, because, you know, unfortunately, we are quite limited as to, you know, where we can put our children in Umm Al Quwain, as opposed to places like Abu Dhabi and Dubai, where, you know, certain places have been reopened. So I think the e-learning program is a fantastic way of, you know, just getting back into, like Zara said, some sort of routine with your children, focusing, going back into kind of work mode with them. And while they're on Zoom with their, you know, teachers, it's pretty much, you know, it's between the child and the teacher. So you don't, a lot of parents are thinking, you know, I don't have time for this, but once they're set up, it's quite independent learning. And I think that, you know, anyone who knows me might know that, you know, I have, well, I have 5 children, all different ages, but 3 of my children have been doing e-learning. And they have adapted really, really well. You know, I have girls who are now 11 years old, and you know, there's a lot of independence. You know, they'll get up, put the laptop on, switch it on, go to my Zoom. And even with my son, who's 4 years old, you know, it's like, you know, is it time for my Zoom meeting? Okay, I need to get this ready. So a lot of those independent skills that we try to teach the child, you know, our children, it's come through this, and it's wonderful, really wonderful to see. And so for those parents who need to focus children on being school ready, do give it a go. That's all, you know. Those parents are also, you know, there's not a lot to do around a Milk Queen. They want fun-based activities. I have to say, Zara and Clara, you know, credit goes to them. They've created a lot of fun sessions. So we focus on a lot of sessions where they're fun-based. So it's not just, you know, let's sit down and work. It is fun. And like, for example, today there's a superhero party. Ibrahim is super excited about this week in itself. They had hot chocolate making, you know, superheroes, which we've been doing. So, you know, there is an element of fun-based learning as well. It's not just, you know, let's sit down with a pen and paper and here's your task, let's do this, which I think a lot of parents, that's kind of what they think it might be because they're used to what the school's e-learning program is like. So just say, you know, do, you know, do give it a go, give the trials a go.
Okay,